So while we were working on this Ionic Chat app, you may have noticed that your Firebase real-time database may have filled up with some messages of you coming online. We're currently working on what's called the view. Ionic Framework is what's called a Model View Controller Framework. The view is the appearance of the actual application, whereas the controller is what's working behind the scenes to control the behavior. For example, when you log in, it should generate a new chat message. The final thing is the model. The model is the data that's stored on Firebase. So we're really using Firebase as the model for the data for our application. If I look inside of each of these messages, in addition to all of the other what's called metadata, I have the actual text of the message itself. For example, these automated messages that came online, and there are currently 2 of them. In fact, if I go ahead and log out of this application and then try logging in again, it should generate a 3rd message. Oh, it's generated 2 more messages of me coming online. So you'll notice that currently, if I refresh this page, unfortunately, it's only displaying the 3 messages that I already had hard-coded in instead of the actual messages that are online. Currently, I have 5 messages. So what we're going to use is a special directive to repeat items that appear on our view. I'm going to remove 2 of these placeholder messages, and I'm going to get this Ion item to automatically repeat itself using what's called a directive. This directive is called star ngFor with a capital F. Now, what I'll put inside of this directive, and I'm going to accept these calendar invitations real quick. What I'm going to put inside of this directive is this code that says let message of messages, and then a pipe, which is holding down the shift key and then pressing the backslash button, and then async. And then I'll go ahead and save it. You'll notice that although the code only shows 1 placeholder message, when the chat app runs, it shows 6 messages, which is the same number of messages that I actually have in my Firebase real-time database. ngFor dynamically repeats this Ion item for every single message that's available online. Now, you might ask, well, how is it getting all of these messages online? That's through another file, which is our controller code inside of home.ts. Now, this is kind of out of scope for the purposes of this project, but essentially this is a language called TypeScript, which is like JavaScript, and its job is to manage the downloading and exchange of all of the messages online. You don't have to worry about it when you're only working inside of the view. The beauty of the model view controller is that you can change the controller or the view without having to rewrite the entire program, so each section is modularized.